Hello everyone, and welcome to the ultimate JavaScript tutorial. In this comprehensive guide, we'll explore the core concepts and features of JavaScript, from basic syntax to advanced technique. Let's start with a simple Hello World example. Using console.log, we can print messages to the console. Next up are variable types. We have var, let, and const. Var has function scope, let has block scope, and const also has block scope but can't be changed after initialization. Here we get a type error, invalid assignment to constant pi. We will comment out the console logs so as to avoid confusion as tutorial progresses. Let's look at operators in JavaScript. Here's an example using addition and comparison. Moving on to type coercion, notice how JavaScript automatically converts strings to numbers when we use the addition operator, but not when using the subtraction operator. Number method converts string 123 to a number. Let's now explore strings and string methods. We can use methods like trim to remove whitespace and to uppercase to convert to uppercase. As you can see, the replace method can change parts of the text to something else. Now, let's delve into numbers in JavaScript. There are some useful methods for numbers like toFixed, which lets you specify the number of digits after the decimal. Note that toFixed returns a string, so be mindful of that when using it. We'll also cover math.round for rounding and math.random for generating random numbers. Let's examine Boolean logic. The Boolean function can convert values into Booleans. Now, let's discuss null and undefined. While similar, they're distinct. Null represents intentional absence of a value, while undefined means a variable has been declared but hasn't been assigned a value. Next are arrays and some common array methods. We can use push to add elements to the end, pop to remove them, and shift to remove the first element. Moving on to objects, we use key-value pairs. We can access the values using dot notation or bracket notation. Here's a basic object with a greeting function that utilizes the this keyword to refer to the object's property. Let's cover functions in JavaScript. Here's a function declaration, a function expression, and an arrow function. They all work as expected. Next, let's talk about scope. Variables declared outside of a function are global, while variables declared inside a function are local. Notice how local var cannot be accessed in global scope, but global var can be accessed inside test scope function. Here's an example of callbacks, functions that are passed as arguments to other functions, and a higher order function, map, which takes a callback function as an argument. Now let's look at the this keyword. It refers to the object that a function is a method of. Here, greet function is a method of object obj and hence can access its name property. Next, prototypes and the prototype chain. Every object in JavaScript has a prototype, which is an object itself. When you access a property or method on an object, JavaScript first checks if it exists directly on the object. If not, it looks up the prototype chain until it either finds the property method or reaches null. Person.prototype say hello is a method shared among all instances of person. Person1 does not have say hello directly. Instead, JavaScript looks up the prototype chain and finds it in person.prototype. Every person instance inherits the say hello method without duplicating it in memory. JavaScript is single-threaded, meaning it executes code line by line. However, asynchronous JavaScript allows non-blocking execution, meaning the program can continue running while waiting for time-consuming tasks, like network requests or timers, to complete. This is crucial for improving performance and responsiveness. Here we are using setTimeout. Here, end appears before message delayed by 2 seconds, demonstrating how JavaScript handles asynchronous operations. Promise represents a value that might be available now, later, or never. It is used to handle asynchronous operations in a cleaner way than callbacks. A promise has 3 states: pending, initial state, waiting for the operation to complete; fulfilled, the operation was successful; rejected, the operation failed. Here the promise resolves, and promise resolved is displayed on the console. Introduced in ES8, async await provides a cleaner and more readable way to handle promises instead of using .then and .catch. Async functions always return a promise. Await pauses execution until the promise resolves or rejects. Here, fetch data returns the data which is displayed on the console. The Fetch API is a modern replacement for XML HTTP request, making HTTP requests easier to manage. Why use Fetch API? Returns a promise, making it asynchronous. Cleaner syntax compared to XML HTTP request. Supports async await for better readability. In this example, data is fetched from the URL and displayed on the console. Please note that this API is for testing, hence the response is lorem ipsum text, that is placeholder text, and hence does not make sense. JavaScript's try catch block allows handling runtime errors gracefully instead of crashing the program. Why use try catch? Prevents the program from stopping execution due to an error. Improves error debugging and logging. In this example, we have simulated an error by manually raising an error by using throw new error. The error is successfully caught and displayed on the console without resulting in unexpected results. Now, asynchronous JavaScript. Let's use setTimeout to demonstrate delayed execution. setInterval creates a repeated execution at a given interval. Hoisting in JavaScript. Notice how var variables are hoisted, meaning their declarations are moved to the top of their scope, but not their initializations. Hence, we see undefined on the console instead of a reference error. This can result in bugs in the code. Strict mode helps avoid accidental errors. Use strict enables strict mode. Destructuring arrays provides an easier way to extract values from an array. Here the variables a and b are used to extract values 10 and 20 from the array and store them. The spread operator is very useful. It is used to expand an array or an object. In this example, the notation 3 dots and then R1 stores the values of R1 one by one in R2. Let's discuss REST parameters, which allow a function to accept an indefinite number of arguments. Here numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 are added successfully using the sum function. The map method is a built-in JavaScript function that creates a new array by applying a function to each element of an existing array. It does not modify the original array, but returns a transformed version. Key features: returns a new array with modified elements, uses a callback function that runs for each item, does not mutate the original array. In this example, a new array is created with all numbers squared from the original array numbers. And that's it. We have covered many JavaScript concepts in this video. In the coming videos, we will learn more about core JavaScript concepts. I hope this was helpful. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more JavaScript tutorials. Thanks for watching.